All right, so I thought after doing this for about 6 months, I would explain my process for what all this is and why it's here. So I basically just resell media, DVDs, VHS, and such. And over the past 6 months, I've come up with a system where I can list 50 or so in about 30 minutes. I use CVS sheets and a stand for holding my phone for taking photos and everything, so I thought I would go over how that works, and it might apply to your workflow as well, not just for listing DVDs, but similar sized items. If you have a whole boatload of them that you're going to list for the same price, this might help. Now, the way I store them might not be the most efficient. You have to look through this whole. It it's there's a lot of them. I'm gonna put up shelves later, but like I haven't been taking it too seriously, so I thought maybe start sharing my process and maybe take it a little bit more seriously. I have like 2,700 items of inventory, and being able to list 50 of them in 30 minutes definitely does help. And then I just run into being able to find them. So I'll explain my whole process coming up here. It normally starts with something looking kind of like this. I buy them in bulk and I just stack them on a fridge. That's what those were meant for. I suppose. And I'll take them down. Take down sets of them, and then you separate them into ones that are worth different amounts. So expensive ones go into this beautiful stack of just random stuff that's worth more money than other ones, and they'll get listed someday. And then the ones that are worth $6 or less, I'll scan them. I'll show you how that all works, and I'll put them in a stack there. And then the ones that are worth more, in between $10 and like 20, go into a separate stack, and they all get listed for $9.99. The way I list looks something like this. I have one phone taking pictures, and I use a Bluetooth shutter so I can take a picture, and then I'll flip it over so they can see the back, and I'll take another picture, and then I'll flip it over on the side like this. You'll be able to. I'll show what it looks like, and then I do it like this so they can get another angle of it. And while I'm doing that, I have a second phone I do voice dictation. Don't mind my toes. Do you like my toes? It's great having a girlfriend that does toes. Okay, anyways. I do voice dictation on this, so when I'm... Is that how you say that? Anyways, while I'm taking pictures, I'm also just saying what this is. And for VHS, I also say the year it was released, which I guess it can be important. Now, when it comes to shipping, I use 9x6 poly mailers, which DVDs and VHS both fit pretty perfectly in there. And for labels, I picked up this off my first month of profit, which prints these little labels that'll have all your shipping information on them, which eBay generates, and you just slap it on there, and with that thing in there, obviously. And I think I picked up, was it 1,000? I think it was like 1,000 of them. It's a box full. Is it this box? I think it's this box. Anyways, there's like 1,000 of them. I got it for $60. They're very, very cheap. One other thing I need to mention is something I learned recently, is for doing local shipping, like for here to ship a DVD even to myself, which would make it go 15 feet, would cost me $17. But if you do letter mail, it's like $2. So the ones you can ship letter mail, depending on where you live, ship them letter mail. It's the best way to go about it. So you can charge as much as you want for shipping, but you're paying like $2. Now the first step in the process is, this isn't properly framed. It's fine. You get the picture, okay? I couldn't get everything in frame. First thing is, when I get a new batch, I open up like 20 of them just to make sure they're in decent condition and there's not the wrong DVDs in them. I don't do that for the whole. Sometimes I buy sets of like 1,000 or more. This is going to annoy me. It needs to be properly in frame. Come on. Oh, I made it worse. How did I make it worse? It's almost okay now. So I make sure that the cases generally are in okay condition, and that there's the right DVD in the case, and it's not too scratched. If that's the case, for the first 20 of them, I don't usually look through all of them. If I have to send someone a free DVD because theirs came in scratch or it was wrong DVD, or if I have to send a refund, it's not a big deal. You lose cents. Okay, it's not something you have to worry about. You have to worry about losing time going through thousands of them. That's what I usually worry about. So anyways, I bring up the eBay app. I'll screen record so I can put this in. Okay, so with the app open, I'm dragging things around. Okay, with the app open, I go to just eBay and I'll just look up the barcode. If the barcode's damaged, I list it automatically at the lowest price. So I look through and I see if the average is above like $10. That's just what I do. You could also go by sold listings. I don't, but you can. So this one is going to go in the cheaper pile. And you just repeat the process. Okay, so when you come across something like this, I don't know if you can tell, but it's broken. There's bits on it that are nothing you can do about that. When you find garbage, throw it away. Okay. I had a guy sell me 700 DVDs, and I told him I was a reseller that had to be in good condition and everything. He told me, yeah, I took good care of my collection. I was like, well, that's fantastic. That's great news. I got home 4 boxes. Well, it was 2 boxes and 2 bins. And the first big red flag was there was snow inside the bins. Okay, that was a big red flag. The next big red flag was the mold. There was mold on all of them. They were all moldy. I had to throw away the whole thing, all of it. All just lost money. But that's just the part I should have checked them. Okay, so just when you're buying stuff, check it. Okay. It's a good top tip right there. Okay, here we go. This one. I found one that's worth more than my base price of like $6. So this one goes in a separate stack. You can't see that there's a stack. There's a stack here. Okay, I'm making another stack. There's 2 stacks. Well, and then a third stack if you found one that's like $40 or more. But that's like very rare. Very, very rare. For VHS, it's not as rare. Here's another one. This one looks like it's going for like an average of like $15. That also goes in the expensive stack. Here's another one. Right here. $16 on average. And around that. Now, just because you see one that it's listed at like $40 and all the other ones are listed at like $5 or $2, does not mean it's worth $40. Okay, I have a lot of Black Diamond Edition Beauty and the Beast VHS, like the clamshell ones. I listed mine for $8 because that's what they sell for on average. But people do have some listed for thousands of dollars. And that could be like a rare special edition, rare defect or something, or they're factory sealed. But for the most part, go for the average. And the average for this one is low. Broken. See? Broken. Don't sell garbage. Okay? That was low. Alright, how many do we got here? I need 10 to do a set. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11. There we go. Okay. So we take our 10. What I do, personally, is I make sure they're all in the same direction. It makes listing them a lot easier. See that? All in the same direction. After doing the barcode thing, they should all be in the same direction. So those are all good. The 3, so I ended up with 11 that were worth $5 or $5.99, and then 3 that for me are worth $9.99. So these go in the stack, and I list the way I'll show you later, but I list all the ones that are worth $9.99 separately from the ones that are worth $5.99, just because it makes the CVS sheets a little bit more simple. So I'll do like 6 days a week. I'll do these ones, and then 1 day a week I'll do the ones for $9.99, and then it kind of balances out. But usually I end up with a big pile of ones that are worth more money because I don't list them as often. Anyways, okay, the next step, now that we know how much things are worth, is actually listing them. So I take my phone, handy dandy phone, and I go to Photos, And you make sure if you're gonna eBay's funny when it comes to listing the way that I list. You have to have your phone oriented a certain way if you're going to use a file hosting server to use for your pictures. So for me, the camera has to be on the left side. So I just put it in my mount like this, and I try to make it so I use this is like one of my custom mouse pads. If you didn't know, I also own another company, Gaming Mats. I make custom mouse pads, but I like to. Why am I getting? Why am I getting this? I shouldn't be getting. I shouldn't be getting notifications. Okay, don't mind that. I try to find a reference point and make sure my camera is actually level. So there's lots of lines on this mouse pad, so that makes it nice and easy. So just make it level. I think I'm still recording, so you can see that on here too. Okay, then this thing, the handy dandy little clicky boy. We're gonna take this, and we're just gonna tighten it up so I don't drop it when I'm moving things around. And then we're going to take their other phone. I could probably screen record on this one too, maybe. That would only help if I was recording with sound. I use Word on this phone. I end up just putting it like right in front of me, so it's easier for it to pick up my voice. And then I start recording, and I make sure that this phone is taking pictures. I recommend that you clean off your lens before you start taking pictures because it just tends to be greasy and gross. Okay, so make sure there's no little bits anywhere. Now, take out your first one. I line it up with the bottom of the frame and have the same amount of distance in between the left and the right side. You don't have to be as meticulous when you're taking pictures as I am. There's no reason. But anyways, start the timer now. We're gonna list 10. See how long it takes. Breaking and entering DVD. Next line. DVD. Love and others. I'm dyslexic. And other disasters. DVD. I gave room. DVD. Montana. DVD. NXT. Most extreme claim. DVD. Herbie Goes Bananas. DVD. Okay, that was the process of doing the. I should have stopped the voice dictation. That was the process of doing the pictures and making the titles. And now I have to stop recording on all these three phones. And I will hop over to the computer and I'll show you how we do all the other things over there.
Thank you, previous editing me. Now, the first thing that you're gonna do once you anyone that's following the Honda project knows this what's my beautiful '89 Honda Accord's gonna look like in 50 years. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do once you're done doing all your pictures and stuff is you're gonna bring them into your computer. And I have 5 different like listing files because I separate every 30 pictures into a new thing, which ends up being 10 listings. And to make sure you did them all right, if you have your view set to extra large, how I do here, the rows should be sideways, 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 all the way up and down. And if you see a row that has like they're supposed to all be like vertical, and then you see one that's horizontal, and then you know you messed up somewhere. You took too many pictures or not enough pictures. Anyways, after you get them in here, you're going to need to download. I'll have a if there is enough interest on this subject, I will make a full tutorial on how to do the whole process, the software I use, where I got it, how to set it up. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go through the basics of it. So I'm going to make a new file and I name the file whatever it is. So it's 2021, 2022, 22. That's yeah, third month, fourth day, and then the time right now is 12:33. It's just so I can keep things organized. You don't have to do that. That's just what I do. Okay, then here you're gonna upload your files, and then you're gonna go wherever you have them, and you're gonna upload them. And we'll be right back. Once all your pictures are uploaded, you have to make them public. There's shortcut keys for doing the things. This isn't important. I'm showing the process. If you know how this works, you know how this works. If you don't, I'll make a video if anyone's interested. Okay, then we're going to copy all these links to clipboard. It's important that you have them going in the right direction. So changing this, if they're not in the right direction, then you just have to recopy them. It's not really a big deal. Okay, we'll go here, and this is the CVS sheet that I built up that does. It looks daunting when you first look at one of these things, but yeah, I promise they're actually quite simple. We're going to go to our links, and this is just the little bit of code that I put together. So I don't even know what you call it. It just compresses 3 links into one link. With it doesn't matter. It does. I would explain it if it actually matters, but it doesn't. Here's the titles that we wrote down that we took. We took these. We'll put them here, and then now I will check if they're the right way around. And breaking and entering. That's right. And then this one about last night, and that one is also that's right. So if I needed to, I could change the price for these. I could change the category, but DVD category is 617. It tells you your batch total if I was doing 50. This CVS sheet can do 50 at once, or it can do less. You can make it do more too. It's really up to you. Then you go here and you'll download, and you'll download it as a CVS. And then you can just go here and you can just upload. You can just upload it. If you're not using this browser, you can't. You might not be able to do what I just did, but you just have to go to where you downloaded it and then you can upload it. And it says in progress. It'll say 40 of them failed, 10 completed because I only had 10 in the sheet. And you can go to your listings, and I would double check to make sure that everything went through properly on your listings. So that's what I'll do here. I just click on every second or third one, and then I'll do this one. And then we just have to make sure that all the pictures are the way they should be. Make sure everything is in the right orientation. None of them are broken. The right names are on the right ones. And it seems to be like these are all good to go. Okay. That is pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole process that I use. And this should actually be a lot. This should be a lot higher. But I just lowered all my DVDs to be like $1 for like the next couple of weeks. But anyways, that is all I had to say for today. Hopefully, maybe this helped someone. So yeah, have a good day.